When we started this project, we realized that in GCB, many students and even teachers mix recyclable materials with general waste. It's a small habit, but it causes big consequences. That's why this issue is important. We're producing pollution and wasting materials that could be reduced instead of harming the place in where we study.
That's why we decided to investigate to what extent can GCB school improve recycling habits by reducing waste?
Before we start, let's introduce our roles in the project.
I'm Mariana, and I was in charge of designing, creating posters to make recycling look fun and attractive for everyone.
I am Esteban, the research member. I search for information, prepare short talks for our campaign, and prepare the video.
And I'm Juan Felipe, the logistics member. I helped organize and carry out activities, post the posters, and motivate others to participate.
All around the world, waste and pollution are becoming a serious threat to the environment and to people's health. Every year, more than 400 million tons of plastics are produced, and a huge part of it ends up in oceans or landfills. This pollution doesn't hurt animals, it also affects us by contaminating the food we eat and the air we breathe.
Locally, at GCB, we notice the same pattern. Recyclable materials are thrown into the wrong places, and nobody is conscious of the damage we are doing every day to the environment and to learning. Kids need a proper and clean place to study. We need strong values from schools so students can improve their recycling habits to help environmental health in a global way when they grew up.
This issue is perceived differently in various parts of the world. In some countries in Europe, recycling is a part of people's every day of their lives. They have strong systems, clear laws, and people are educated to separate waste correctly.
But in many other places, including parts of Latin America, recycling is still a big challenge. Lack of infrastructure, low environmental education, and limited resources make it hard for communities to manage their waste properly.
According to Cell, his chart ranks countries based on the recycling rate as a percentage of total municipal waste.
This is the Cell chart from the last 5 years.
Slovenia is the global leader with a very high rate of 58.5%, followed by South Korea and Germany. Many European countries have rates above 25%, the United States, which is 19.6%, and Canada, 12.8%, are significantly lower. Turkey, Chile, and Costa Rica have very low recycling rates.
According to the Landgeest, this is a map of Europe with a different metric. It likely shows the recycling rate as defined by the United States, which includes recycling plus composting. In here you can see the map of Europe.
Organizations like the United Nations and Greenpeace are working around the world to promote recycling and reducing waste. Their goal is to show that even small actions can create big change. That inspired us to show that even one school like ours can be part of this global effort to protect our planet. According to the World Health Organization, environmental health addresses all the physical, chemical, and biological factors external to a person, and all related factors impacting behaviors. That means waste pollution is one of the most dangerous threats because it harms both people and nature.
The UNESCO 2022 report on education for sustainable development highlights that environmental education is one of the most powerful tools for increasing public awareness and promoting sustainable behavior. So, when people understand why recycle matters, they're much more likely to do it every day.
And as the United Nations Environment Programme explains in the Global Waste Management, sustainable change requires both infrastructure and education. Providing recycling bins only effective when communities understand and support their use. That's exactly why our project focuses not only on installing bins, but also on teaching and inspiring others to take action.
But when the trash piles up or when recyclable materials are thrown in the wrong bins, it doesn't just hurt the environment, it affects our mood, our focus, and even our motivation to learn.
Think about it for a moment. Would you like to study or work in a place full of trash, bad smells, or dust? Do you think you could have a good attitude toward your classes or stay concentrated in that kind of space? Be honest, none of us would. When we started our campaign, we realized that the main problem at GCB school wasn't just the lack of recycling, it was the lack of awareness. So instead of focusing on collecting waste, we decided to create a project that focuses on listening, learning, and educating.
By asking questions like these, we encourage them to reflect on their daily habits, to think how their behavior affects the schools and the planet. Those conversations became our way of creating awareness and responsibility.
At the same time, we support those interviews with colorful posters across the school, with messages that remind everyone how simple actions can help the environment. Changing the way students see it, many told us after the interviews that they start thinking more about their impact and felt motivated to take better care of the school.
Make a change.
Make a change. Make a change.
What do you think taking care of the environment means?
Okay.
Why is it important for everyone to protect nature and the air we breathe?
Well, first of all, we need to know that the air pollution is the biggest problematic, like one of the biggest problematics right now in the world because of climate change. And it's important to protect it because if we don't protect it, like the world will be damaged by climate change and the air we breathe will be contaminated by like gases and all of that. Thank you.
How do you think pollution affects people, animals, or plants?
Pollution might affect those organisms by causing respiratory diseases, by polluting the water with microplastics or microorganisms, which might lead to infectious diseases.
What are some ways you help to keep the planet clean or healthy?
Like people do not throw trash in the street, or they recycle materials, they don't waste too much water, and that's
What do you think taking care of the environment means?
I think that taking care of the environment means to only use the resources that are needed, to not waste water, not waste energy, not waste food, and to keep things as clean as possible to prevent pollution and contamination.
Why is it important for everyone to protect nature and the air we breathe?
It is important because in the future probably it's going to help us, and also it is important to protect the trees and all of that help us to breathe and be conscious of the nature.
Every person can make a difference. You don't need to start with something huge. Just start small. Separate your waste, encourage your friends, and talk about why it matters. Even sharing information on social media or reminding your classmates to recycle is a powerful individual action. These small steps create a big impact.
But to make a really big impact, we also need help from bigger institutions and our government. We need policies that actually encourage recycling and make it easier for everyone. And we need organizations to provide resources and support. This is where groups like the UN Environment Programme or local non-profits can come in. They have the power to help schools like or create better recycling systems and reduce our waste on a much larger scale. Their support is a crucial for turning our schools project into lasting change for our whole community.
Remember, we truly believe that every single small step we take to count toward a bigger change. It's important to understand that recycling isn't just about sorting trash. It's a real way of showing we care for our planet and our future. So let's all take action. Let's start by recycling correctly ourselves, and then Let's educate our friends and classmates about it. Together, we can make our school a cleaner and greener place for everyone. Let's do this for our school, for our community, and for our planet. If we all work together, we can truly make a difference.
This issue matters because the environment gives us everything we need to live: clean air, water, and a safe place to grow and study. If we don't take care of it, we harm ourselves too. That's why protecting the environment is essential for our future.
Working on this project taught us that protecting the environment starts with awareness.
Working as a team, we discovered the power of collaboration and creativity to make real change at school and make our project happen.
We hope this video inspires you to do your part, because the earth is our home and it needs all of us to take care of it.